Hey everybody, I'm Gage and I'm here with Sounds of the Future to answer some questions and show you my new song.
I love you 508.
So I'm from Brooklyn, born and raised. I make my own music. I'm trying to become an artist, but I produce, like make beats and stuff. I'm trying to get better at mixing, and I play guitar, bass, piano, all that stuff. I try to like be able to do all this stuff creatively myself. When it comes to like my music and stuff, I've been trying to get more out there with the collaboration stuff, but mainly I've been used to like making my stuff myself, and I want to be able to have full control of the creative process, which is why I actually just graduated from SAE, because I want to be able to also not only write my own stuff and make all the instrumentals and make the melody and compose all of it, but I also want to be able to record it. I want to be able to engineer it, mix and master it. And so now I'm here trying to get it out there for you guys. I feel like just being in Brooklyn, it definitely had a lot of influence over the direction that my music took. But at the same time, I don't know a lot of other people that their music kind of sounds like mine, that has more or less the same genre. I couldn't even really put a name to the genre. It's kind of in between of a lot of other different things. And I feel like that has to do with the fact that I've just been in so many, growing up, I've been in so many different scenes, and took influence from so many different subcultures, from many different genres, so many different creative people around me over the course of my life. And I just feel like my music is more or less a reflection of me and where I am at that point in my life. I feel like my favorite aspect would be just the way it feels like very cathartic, and like I said, it's a reflection of myself, my mental state, the point that I am at like within my life. And I almost treat my lyrics like kind of a diary in a sense. I I feel like the way that I can get the most like connection with the people listening to it and like experiencing my music is just to be true to myself and actually write about real experiences and real raw like emotions that I'm feeling. Yeah, I just feel like that's my favorite part about it, the connection with other creatives. I've been doing something with music in one way or another as far back as I can remember. When I was like 3 years old, maybe 4 years old, I was walking on the boardwalk in Coney with my grandmother, and I, for no reason whatsoever other than just sheer luck, I stopped some lady because I wanted to pet her dog. While I'm petting her dog, my grandma starts talking to her, finds out that she's a piano teacher, and since then, I was taking piano lessons for 10 years. That was my first introduction to it. But I was also just growing up, I would always be singing around the house. I'd always be listening to music. I actually learned English, a big part of it being through the music I was listening to, because English wasn't my first language. Yeah, and then after that, I tried to teach myself guitar. I tried to teach myself bass. I went to school for the production engineering stuff, all the technical stuff. But I don't remember a point in my life where music wasn't a big part of who I am. I always knew that was what I wanted to do. I don't know if I really believe in just like fate. I feel like everything has a why. Everything happens because of something else. And I also believe that people have a lot more control over the course of their life than they realize. It was just always like, it was never just, oh, I just kind of landed in like this music thing. It was always an active decision for me. It was always something that I just felt like I was being the most true to myself when I was doing something involving with music. It was the best way for me to put myself out there. It just always made sense to me. I don't know, I don't know if I would say that it was fate for me to be a musician. I just feel like that's just who I am, you know? Trust yourself and trust your intuition. Definitely a big part of that being trust yourself, because if out of anybody, you're really the only person you could trust. You're the only person who knows what's going on inside your head. You're the one that has to be with yourself at the end of the day, every day. You have to live with yourself. And these other people, especially men, like I hate to be like that, but a lot of times, especially when I was at school, especially like older men, because I'm younger, they feel like that they can kind of just like, I don't want to say take advantage, because that just sounds very vicious and almost like predatorial, but you just gotta really find like your people, and you gotta watch out for yourself. And when it comes to working with people, you never know if they genuinely want to work with you or if they have other intentions. So that's also a lot of time where I feel like I try to get myself to collaborate more with other people, but a lot of times I feel like my best work comes from when I'm alone, because I have a hand in the whole process, and there's nobody like with other intentions trying to like sidetrack me, trying to get something else out of me. It's just all about the art when I'm behind closed doors. Over the course of me growing as an artist, I learned that like as much as you can try to, you can't force inspiration. So for me, it starts with a feeling. It starts with an experience and a feeling as a result of said experience. Obviously, I don't try to just like pick a beat and then just be like, oh, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad over the beat. I try to like take that experience and turn it into something that's I could take a really painful experience and turn it into a beautiful work of art. And that's also why I said it's a very cathartic process for me, because I feel like I'm taking all of these negative emotions, all of this negative energy, and you can't create energy, you can't get rid of energy, but you can transfer it into another form. So that's why sometimes I'll even joke with my friends like, "Oh, life has been too good lately. That's why I can't make music, cuz when I'm really in that like deep raw like existential crisis type state, that's when like I feel like the creativity is really flowing. That's when like I feel like I really have something to say, which is why I feel like in those states my art comes out the best. My first language was Russian. I was growing up with my grandmother who's from the Soviet Union, and I remember learning English in ESL, and the first like full like long phrase that I remember was some Nicki Minaj verse that I found on YouTube. Um, and I remember like I didn't even know exactly what it was that I was saying, but I was like, it's English and it's fast and it's hard and I can do it. So I just remember being really proud of myself. And that's what like I feel like it doesn't really sound like it a lot in my music, but she was really just one of my inspirations, Nicki Minaj, growing up. Just I loved her music, but I especially loved like the fact that she didn't let anybody tell her shit. She stood on her ground. I remember seeing this one interview of her where she was talking about how like, oh, when men do it, they're a boss, but when women do it, they're a bitch. And whatever she had said, and being like, oh, I showed up to a set and like they didn't have any food there. They just had pickle juice there. It was like a terrible set. And I remember saying something about it, and I had to say something about it. And she was saying how, oh, everybody was calling her a bitch, and that she couldn't just be worked with. But she had said later on that now she's successful, and had she not said anything, she would still be sitting there drinking pickle juice. So that stuck with me, and like really told me that I need to stand my own ground. I need to look out for myself, because if I won't, who else will? Yeah, so that honestly I feel like is one of my least favorite things about music. The fact that it's like such a male dominated field, and especially when it comes to the technical aspect of it, the behind the scenes, the studio work, the recording, mixing, engineering, all of that. That is an especially very heavily male dominated field, and especially older men, and they're very stuck in their ways a lot of the time, and it's kind of difficult to bring up new ideas to them, and especially if they don't see you as someone who they would like innately respect. Like I could give them an idea and they'd just be like, you don't know what you're talking about. But if it's a man or somebody older, and they're more willing to hear them out, which is why, like, you know, me being me, I feel like I have to try harder to push my ideas. I have to really like. You ever heard of the whole "work twice as hard to get half as far" phrase? I feel like it's a lot like that, just because like the way people look at you, like people don't really believe in you as much, and especially when it comes to promoting it, a lot of times I've heard like, oh, well, you're a girl, so you can just shake ass for the internet and like you'll get views and but I don't want views for my body. I want to be known for my music. I want to be known for my sound. In the ideal world, it wouldn't be like, oh, she's that bitch that shakes ass. It would be like, oh, I have no idea what she looks like. But that music though, I know what it sounds like, and I know it sounds amazing. I want to be like that. I want to be a faceless artist, but everybody knows what I sound like and everybody knows that it's art. Because I don't want the focus to be on what I look like. I want the focus to be on what I have to say. I mean, there's definitely certain artists that, like, with some elements I do take inspiration from. Like, I don't know if people know her, but do you know Horsegirl? She's like, I don't remember what the exact name of the genre is, but it's like electronic music, which is a lot of what I make. But at the same time, I also genre hop a lot. I have some music that's more R&B. I have some more music that's like punkier, on like rock star shit. Um, so I can't really say, well, you can expect this specific genre from me, or you can expect like this specific pace. What you can expect though is you're gonna feel it. You're not just gonna like, you're not just gonna hear it. I want you to put your headphones in, sit back, and really feel the experience of what I'm trying to convey in my art. That's what you can expect, to feel the sound. Well, there's a few things that like would be encapsulated within like the goal of what I'm trying to aim for, but I feel like if I had to sum it up, it would be respect, security, and creative freedom. I want to be able to have like the financial security off of my work, like the respect within my field, and just the creative freedom to be able to pursue my art and keep going and keep growing and keep progressing. I feel like there's never gonna be a point where I can just sit down and be like, okay, I made it, I'm done. I feel like as long as I feel, I will have something to say. And if I have something to say, I can make art out of it. Honestly, this would be a very, very distant future goal, but I want to be able to have my own label, because I've just seen so many horror stories of like the whole thing with Britney's conservatorship, the whole thing with Kesha where she had to go to court because of her like abusive manager. I don't want to accidentally sign my life away. Or especially, like I said, because like woman, so people look at you and they think like, oh, ditzy, dumb, like I could finesse her. I just want to be able to be on my own bullshit. I don't want to sit there and have somebody tell me what to do and hold something over my head.
I love you, 508.